Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We're really thrilled and honored to have in the studio with us today certainly one of our phenomenal community leaders, and that's Chris Thorne. He's the CEO of the North San Diego Business Chamber. And if the name sounds familiar, he's been involved in so many unbelievably community-oriented things and just has killed it being the CEO of this great chamber. Chris, how you doing?
Doing great this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Just can't wait to share all the great content that you have at the chamber, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers Inc. And Kristen, I know you got a question for Chris right out of the gate.
Well, let's just start it where we do and learn a little bit more about the mission.
Excellent. Well, pleasure to be here with both of you this morning. Appreciate the opportunity. You know, North San Diego Business Chamber, I'm really lucky. I'm in my third year now as the CEO, and I was able to take it over from an amazing predecessor, Deborah Rosen, who'd grown it out over the past 14 years. And as an organization, the North San Diego Business Chamber actually began in 1980 as the Rancho Bernardo Chamber of Commerce, really a local community-based chamber of commerce serving Rancho Bernardo, which has some incredibly wonderful background and roots to it. But over the years, it was able to join and merge with a couple other organizations in the area, Cross 4S Ranch, Scripps Ranch, that area, to really become representative of the northern slice of the city of San Diego. And so when that northern slice of the city of San Diego came, then there was a rebranding, and that's where North San Diego Business Chamber came in, was really representing that northern element of the city of San Diego. Interestingly enough, a lot of people think North means North County Chamber, but that really is not where it came from. But over the years, even since that rebranding, the chamber has really grown to expand, encompass, and represent all of San Diego County and beyond. So, you know, I like to say our chamber members stretch all the way from the border up into Riverside County, from Imperial County into Orange County, and even beyond, with members in San Jose, Arizona, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Utah, Idaho. So we really are well beyond just representing even the northern slice of the city or even the northern part of the county and really enjoying that regional. So we've just this past year had the opportunity to sit down with our board of directors and look at how do we really envision our pathway going forward with that reality. And so a new strategic plan that came out, we wanted to really sort of emphasize that regionality aspect of what it is we do, but we're also serving the community. As a Chamber of Commerce, one of the things that we really value is how do we connect our business community, but also how do we connect our business community back to the community? How do we make sure that all those great organizations and people running them are giving back to the community that we live in? So doing wonderful programming through the year. One of the things we've got coming up actually in just another week and a half now is our annual First Responder Awards for our city, state, county, federal, fire, EMS, police. We love doing that one. That's going to be on September 9th. Coming up at the start of the year, we have San Diego Women's Week, which we put on for the community. We have an annual business summit that we do with a focus on our small business community that'll be in the spring. And then, of course, you know, we just wrapped up one of our favorite events of the year, which is our San Diego Military Summit in support of our military community. And then we have a whole lot of things that really sort of spread through. So, you know, at the end of the day, under this new strategic plan, we kept it very simple, and we narrowed our mission down to two main points, and that is empowering businesses and connecting communities. If we are doing those two things, then we're doing it right.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't changed the name to the North America the Chamber of Commerce in that aspect of it. Full disclosure, as Chris was talking about, Kristen, about how they merged, I was part of the I-15 Diamond Gateway Chamber of Commerce, and that was Rancho Penasquitos and Scripps Ranch and Mira Mesa. And there was a call for the bums on the board. And
of course you were.
Yeah, well, listen, why not? You know, so talking about merging with the Rancho Bernardo, okay, then what's it going to be? North San Diego Chamber. So I actually was there when it first happened. And, Deborah Rosen, who I actually worked with at the Union Tribune, she was a sales rep. And she took on the job, and then Chris has taken it to a different level. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Chris is a veteran. Thank you so much for your service. How long did you serve in the Navy?
30 years active duties.
So, my goodness. So Chris started when he was 10.
As one does, yes.
And so forth on this. But I think what's great about what you've done, Chris, and certainly in every organization certainly is reflective on its leaders and so forth on this. And, you hate when people brag about you because you always want to put it on everybody else. But you do have a phenomenal team that you're working with. Talk about them.
We do. It's everyone uses the phrase small but mighty, but we really do apply on that. We're really lucky to have an amazing COO, Brianna El-Serrata. She's been with the Chamber almost 20 years now. She really is institutional to not just who we are, our success, but really to the culture and the foundation. And we love having her. And we've got, a great in-office team. We've got Hannah Hogenkamp, who does all of our member engagement. We've got Alyssa Topal, who really is the core of our Chamber business services, our advisory councils, our legislative engagement. And then we've got Anna, who is the master marketer. If you haven't seen us on social media, then you must not be on social media because she's everywhere on there. So we've got an amazing team, but we're also supported by an amazing group of individuals as part of the Chamber. Our board of directors, led by Sherry Nassim right now, CEO of Center for Executive Excellence. Really, that board of directors is a truly engaged and involved board that helps us not just shape the direction, but engage the community. We love them. And then our active Chamber members, whether that's our ambassadors, whether that's our advisory councils, whether it's those people who just show up for the Regional Connects month after month because they love the opportunity to engage. We really are lucky to have a core of hundreds of Chamber members who just believe in the idea of connecting at the base of really a community.
Yeah, and I think what's just so emblematic of what Chris and his team has done, I'm just going to give you an example of it. It's just who he is on this. We were teeing him up, Chris, we were talking about this before the interview started, working with Classroom of the Future Foundation, near and dear to my heart, and you've been involved in these things. And Chris goes, yeah, that makes sense. We probably should link the Chamber and what we're doing with the schools. I mean, obviously, college and career pathways is good. So I'm working with him on, how you coming with your presentation, because we do it up at National University. And, Chris and Nancy Rowland and Mark Milliron of National are attached at the hip, pretty much. So I call him, and he picks up his phone, and he seemed a little harried. I go, you okay? Well, actually, there's a fire across the street here, and we're evacuating the building. Can I give you a call back? I go, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
You remember that?
I do. Yes. But, hey, everything turned out okay.
Everything turned out, my God, the guy's picking up the call. I go, I'm so unimportant when it comes to all that. Talk about, this now that you are sort of getting more involved with Classroom of the Future, which we really appreciate, how important it is for the Chamber. And you guys work so closely with the businesses in your area and education as well in your area.
I personally am so appreciative of what it is Classroom of the Future Foundation has been doing. But I think and hopefully it comes through, I am a believer that it's not just a slogan, it's not just a tagline, it's not just something you say. Truly, those youth coming through school right now, that's our future workforce that our employers, our Chamber members need to be successful in the economy of the future. And it's important for us as a business community to be active participants in helping them succeed, not waiting until they're graduating from college, not even waiting until they're graduating from high school, but how are we supporting them, supporting their educators, supporting their schools when they're in that early and middle school and when they're moving on beyond that. It's so important from a community of business that we're an active participant in that. So, as you know, last year, my first year to come down and participate in the soup tank, which is incredible. I love that opportunity to have those supervisors from all across San Diego, from all those districts, coming with those innovative ideas. And, it's funny when you think of these, supervisors, you think of these stodgy button-ups sit behind their desk. And it's fun because they get in there and they are just outrageous and they're performative and they are really excited about the things that they're bringing forward from their staff, their educators. But there are also things that are hard for them to be able to execute on through the traditional pathways, right? Mm-hmm. And so that, just bring them out, seeing that energy, and then that opportunity for us to say, you know what, from a community of business, let's help make that happen. We can move, we can execute, we can be agile, we can bring some funding to bear on those ideas. And so I love being able to do that. Last year, I was really happy for it. This year, I'm looking forward to, I'm going to give the shout out right now. Every one of those other chamber executives across San Diego County, you need to come and be part of Soup Tank. Bring your businesses, bring your members. This is an amazing opportunity for us as a community of business to give back.
That's right. And Soup Tank 5.0 will be held on October 23rd at University of San Diego School of Leadership and Ed Sciences. We come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Chris Thorne, CEO of North San Diego Business Chamber. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast. We're now in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things in San Diego County, whether it's financial literacy, whether it is food insecurity, homelessness, you name it. Joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She's the executive director of San Diego Writers Inc. And we will be right back after this short message.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Just so pleased to have in the studio with us my longtime friend and colleague. This guy is community leader, no one, I tell you, is phenomenal. Chris Thorne, the CEO of North San Diego Business Chamber, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, Executive Director of San Diego Writers Inc. Kristen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this will come out by that time, but on September 9th, you're having an event. And I think regardless of when this is released, we should chat about it.
It should be released on time.
Oh, excellent. You guys are good. Yeah.
Yes.
Even better. But, regardless of whether this is out before or after, we are honored to be able to do it. This is honoring our region's heroes. We do this annually in partnership with the first responder community across the region here. So working with the individual cities, working with the county, working with the state and the federal agencies, for our police, our fire, our emergency medical responders out there. There's so much they do through the year that is often not recognized, not seen. And our ability from a community, but from the business community, to be able to recognize them and honor them and award them and bring some of those stories forward, it's an absolute privilege. So we do it every year. We partner with the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. We have it as a breakfast event up there. They open early for us. We bring in all those first responders, their families, their departments. It's an amazing sight when we're doing this awards breakfast. And then the Safari Park is wonderful. After we're done with the breakfast in the morning, they let all those awardees and their families stay and have a great day at the park to get to celebrate the rest of it. So it's an honor to be able to do that. And every year, it's one of my favorite days of the year.
So how do our listeners support what you're doing? Obviously, you're a regional chamber. We sort of teased a little bit, maybe a North American chamber, an American chamber on this. But, what can we get involved? I mean, and your chamber membership are from large companies and from Ed's Vacuum Shop or whatever.
Yeah, actually, we're really proud of that fact. We do, about 850 chamber members, a little bit more than that, representing about 350,000 employee headcount across the region.
Wow.
But, we love our large chamber members. Don't get me wrong. We couldn't do what we do without the large businesses and the support. And so some of those great ones that are out there, we really appreciate them. But we're about 65% small business. So whether that's the mom and pop shop, whether that's the solopreneur who's just starting out, whether it's that cyber IT and AI business that's working out of a co-working space somewhere, it's that opportunity to give them a voice in the community that they don't otherwise get by bringing them together in an organization that has close ties, especially to our elected leadership around the region, to be able to really set those up. So getting involved really just means coming and being part of the community with us. Come to a networking event. Come to one of our opportunities to engage with an elected leader. Last week we hosted a roundtable with Congressman Scott Peters around cyber and AI technology and new legislation that he's working on. But he was listening to those small business leaders and how they're using AI and what the effects are when he's going back to Washington and thinking about helping craft legislation. 2 days later, we had State Senator Catherine Blakespear in the office to be able to talk in a small group, small setting with these business leaders, and most of them small business leaders, about what they're seeing and what their impacts are. So there's those opportunities. There's opportunities to come be part of one of the large events. We have a small business forum that we do quarterly as a lunch and learn to be able to talk about those things that are impacting our small business community. Our next one coming up, as a matter of fact, I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this one, is what are some of the effects to the small business community from the One Big Beautiful Bill implementation, and what are the things that are happening, not just nationally because of it, but here locally and regionally when we look at things like cross-border trade, tariffs, and some of those others. So it really is that ability to focus on enabling all of our community of business, not just the big ones.
Well, and I think what's important about that, you talked about the entrepreneurs. Kristen, you're an entrepreneur, of course, what you have done in your world and all that business. And I think that's quite an inspiration for students, to see that, you can do it. You just may need some help and some direction in this aspect of it. I've been fortunate. I started a business, actually kind of 2007, for God's sake. Now that I think about it. But, I think you're going to stumble, you're going to skin your knees, and that's how you see the most in this aspect of it. But I want to get back to education and the superintendents that you work with, in your area. Obviously, Poway School District, Poway has its own chamber, but, listen, you're all over the place on these things. Our good friend is now the Poway superintendent, Ben Churchill. I'm not sure if you met.
You stole him from us in Carlsbad.
That's 100% correct.
Yes, I know.
It's 100% correct. But he's been he was the chair of our CFF board of directors, and he was there at Soup Tank, by the way, as you know, presenting. But, talk about how much, these students can learn from those different businesses you have. And, if they come out into the classroom, talk about what it takes to run a business.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Actually, Poway, we have a great relationship with Poway. We actually host students every year from Poway to Palomar Middle College. We love working with school districts across the region, across the elements, whether it's primary, middle school, high schools, whether it's our community college districts, we love them, whether it's working with our institutes of higher education and our, university systems across private, public, nonprofit. We love working with all of them because the earlier you expose those students to what the business realities are, the better they're going to be prepared, whether that's understanding the curriculum and the course load, or whether it's understanding how they can get involved in it right now. I was really lucky to have an opportunity right before the end of the last school year to go and speak with a group at Torrey Pines High. I love that school.
Right.
And sitting down with this small group of them, just talking about some opportunities. And I was talking with 16 and 17-year-olds who were already starting businesses, right? And listening to them, I just wanted to get out of the way and say, you own the world now, because they really had those dynamic ideas. But being able to plug them in to the community of business, to be able to get mentors, coaches, to be able to learn where they may have opportunities to plug in for collaboration with existing businesses. That's one of the things I love that we can do for them as a chamber. But I also was so inspired by seeing the ideas, the entrepreneurship, and the innovation they've got. I feel so good about where we're going.
It's so true, and we talk about this quite a bit. My business partner, Charles Parisi, for Cloudcast Media, as long as adults just get out of the way, and let the kids do what they need to do. Kristen, what other questions do you have for Chris?
Yeah, I wonder if you talked about a slew of programs that you do, and I wondered if there were others that are upcoming that maybe you wanted to chat about.
I always want to invite people to come out, and, our basic element that we do is our regional connect. We believe at connecting communities. That's the number one. When you connect people, then business happens from those relationships, right? Yep. As a matter of fact, I always tell people we're not the sales chamber, and we're not that one. If you show up to one of our events and the first thing you do is whip out your business card on introductions, and you're probably in the wrong place. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, somebody even gave me a hard time one time. Everyone makes the name tags when you show up. And we're very intentional. When we make ours, we make the first name really large print, and we make the last name and the company name really small print. And we do that intentionally because we want people to meet and get to know each other as that person, and then let business flourish from building those relationships. And so our monthly regional connect is sort of the basis of that. We do those on the second Wednesday of every month. We move them around the county, and we have fun doing that because we get to have all kinds of different places. Our next one is actually coming up. Our September one is going to be at the La Jolla Playhouse.
Oh, nice.
So we'd love to have people come join us for that one. Okay. Our October Regional Connect is actually going to be at Palomar Health Center, where we're actually going to combine it with a health fair. And that's going to be open for all. So come out and connect with business leaders as well as enjoy the health fair. And so we love doing things like that. At the end of the day, it's all about just creating opportunities to connect.
So good. I'm going to make a recommendation to Chris. You're going to know the answer to this one, Kristen. Have one of your next business connects whenever you have an opening at Yanni's, okay? Which I pretty much live at on that day. Chris Thorne is the CEO of the North San Diego Business Chamber. I'm Drew Schlosberg with Cloudcast Media. Listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, 6 decades of doing great things in the community. What can our listeners do to support the great mission of what you're doing and help you folks grow and thrive?
Well, I would say, just start by coming and being a part of the community. Come be a chamber member. Check it out. And if it's right for you, stay around and enjoy some of that. We always have opportunities. The truth is we can't do any of this programming without the great support of our chamber members who help make that happen. But I got to tell you the truth, Drew, I never want to be that pitch, right? Like, if somebody really wants to be that partner sponsor for one of the big events, Women's Week or Military Summit, hey, I'm always open to that conversation because I can't do it without those supporters.
Right.
But I would much rather have somebody just come and check out being a part of the community and really just work on those connections and find where the fit is right. So come just check out sdbusinesschamber.com. That is our chamber website. It's also our social media tags, sdbusinesschamber.com. Check it out. Come for a visit. Shoot me a note. We want to make it as easy as possible. And, as you mentioned, we've got the most amazing team of incredible individuals who are going to just welcome them in and do everything they can to make sure that it's all about just make it easy. Come build a connection.
So I hope you say yes to this. We'd love to have you come on, consistently, at least once a quarter. And what I'd love you to do is bring in a couple of your chamber members. Think about this. Maybe come in December, maybe come in again in March. Think about, make it purposeful of how these folks would love to be in. This ties into our new strategic plan, and have them join you, and they can talk about what they do and how they're doing in the community. What do you think?
I think we could find find one or two who might have an interest in that to come join.
I think we can do that too. Chris Thorne, it is just always a pleasure to see you. Stunning. This is the first time that you've been on the Spotlight show. Obviously, it's not going to be the last. Wishing you just nothing but great success as you move forward. Thank you for your support of the Classroom of the Future Foundation and Soup Tank 5.0 on October 23rd. You'll be presenting again at our summit next year, and just wish you nothing but the greatest of success in your chamber to thrive.
Appreciate you, Drew. Appreciate you, Christian. Great being here with you today.
It was absolutely our honor. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, joined by my very cool co-host, Kristen Fogel, Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc., and we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.